are you? I'm sorry I'm on here a little bit late. I was on the phone with Mark, and here we go. We're gonna do a pumpkin, and you know what? It's really hard for me to think still pumpkin season. We're starting to paint snowmen at the store, and it is the middle of October already. Crazy, I know. But what we're gonna do today is I went and found this cute pumpkin, and this is from your Hobby Lobby. And you know the fall is on sale. I believe it's 40% off, so this is $4.49. And I did remember my Spanish moss. So you excited? I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm like, just gotta buy a Ziploc bag and stuff it. So you're gonna need a little bit of Spanish moss. You're gonna need your twine. We're gonna go back and get that Waverly Antique. We're just winging it. So I really don't know how this is really gonna turn out. I have a vision of what I think it's gonna be like. I did get the traditional burnt umber. We may use that instead of this. Don't really know yet. And I went ahead and got the red spice. I really like this new orange that they brought out. So we're going to paint our pumpkin this color. And if we want to do some like antique-y and dry brushing, we're going to use the bleach sand. I did get the little sponge so we can do the stem brown. I got my glue gun plugged in. Check. I've got my dryer ready to go. And I did buy this little pumpkin, I believe. These were $1.99 at Hobby Lobby. And we are going to cut that stem off. And it is longer. I was going to do a craft with it and didn't finish it. So we're going to go ahead and just cut that off. So remember, you got your little wire cutters. So go ahead and cut that off. And we're actually going to glue this on the base and just give it some texture and change it up a little bit. So that being said, and I said twine already, check. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do the pumpkin. And we'll see, and maybe we won't paint the bottom. I really don't know. I thought I don't need to buy 2 of everything anymore. I've done enough of these. I think I can just wing it. We hope we can wing it. So as you go ahead and put that paint on your plate and just very carefully just feather dust to the edge because we don't want to paint the side. We're going to leave the side revealed, and if you would want yours solid, then go ahead and paint on the side, and that way your pumpkin color is wrapped all around. And I'd love to know that you guys have hopped on, where you're from. Here, if it's the first time you seeing me doing a live video, I am from Kearney, Nebraska. And my friends always say they always know what the weather's going to be like because I always give the report. It is very chilly here this morning in Kearney, Nebraska. We had a storm come through yesterday. Luckily, we did not get anything bad out of it here in Kearney. One of my girlfriends lives in Broken Bow, and they had 5+ inches, and it looked like the town was like drowning. So they got a lot of rain, and I have not looked at my rain gauge this morning to tell you what we got here in Kearney, but nothing like Broken Bow. So anyway, it is supposed to be like the high of maybe 45 today. It's windy, it's whistling outside, so no more shorts for this chick. We got the leggings on today, and gonna dive into some new things at the store. We painted. If you guys don't know, I'm going to be at the Kearney Craft Show next weekend. So we are like frantically designing new items to take to the craft show. We have 3 booths, so I'm going to do an everyday. I'm going to do a fall section, and then we're going to do a Christmas section. I think is how I have it visualized. So we'll see. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do, I think we'll just maybe just do 1 coat because we're going to antique this. So just make sure your top coat is nice and covered well. And if you want to, you know, once you've got your full coat on it, then just go ahead and just take that brush and then take a little bit of paint and just smooth that across. You know what would be really cute is if you painted this and you put a little clip on it and make it a picture holder. That would be cute. And, you know, this would be something cute that the kids can make if you went and got one of these and give it a teacher gift. And they can make a little note on the back for their teacher. put the picture of the teacher and them together. Be a cute idea. Or do a craft with the kids and give it to Grandma. You know, Grandmas always love things that the kids make. I know when my grandma was here, I'd always ask her what she wants for Christmas, and she says, I have everything. I just want something that you made, and you there for the holidays. Oh, and sometimes a new pair of slippers, you know. Okay, so I'm going to go and dry this real quick. Okay, so there it looks like so far. So it's just orange, and when you go buy your oranges, there's lots of colors. If you want a bright orange, there's like a jack-o'-lantern orange. That's really pretty. It's too bright for Sonya because I like the more warm colors, but they do have some. There was a really pretty green. It's kind of a lime green, but it was a soft lime green. I almost bought it yesterday when I was there, and I'm like, why do I need this? Because I don't need this right now in my life. Okay, so let's go ahead and, I don't know if I'll use the sponge. I may just use this brush. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the stem really quick. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that base. And you know, remember, we're going to put some Spanish moss along. So as you can see, when I did that, I did get some paint on there, but that's okay. Because the reason why I did the orange first is because the brown is going to be darker and it's going to cover it up. So let's go ahead and let's just do this. And plus your Spanish moss is going to go there. So don't worry about being perfect when you are doing this because it's going to be covered anyway. So just go ahead and go along there. Who thinks time's going by way too fast? Me. I think it's going way too fast. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm really not even going to paint the back. I'm just going to do the side right here, because wherever you're going to put it, you're probably not going to see it, but if you are going to see the back side of this, then paint all of that. Okay? Well, maybe I'll just go ahead and not paint that there. I'm not going to paint the backpack. Okay. Let's go ahead and dry that. Okay. Okay, there is that. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the excess paint that I did not use, put that back. So really, you don't really need the sponge. You could just get your paintbrush, and I'm just going to go a little bit one more time on top there. We're going to put a ribbon up there anyway. Okay, so we've got those two. Okay. Now, since we're not going to use very much of this, and if you have the big bottle like I do, just shake it a little bit. And remember, they do come in a little bottle like this. So if I would just go by the small bottle. You don't need to go massive like this one at all. Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and take one of your dry brushing brushes, and you're just going to go and take that. You're going to tap it, and then you're just going to go across. And remember, when you're doing this, let your wrist relax. And then if you want to, you can just go along the edge like that first. If it makes you nervous, just go along all the edge first and then pull through. And remember, my technique may not be your technique, so remember, it's just the way everybody paints different. Some people have a heavier hand, some people have a lighter hand. And I don't know if we're going to use the light yet. Okay, just keep going back and forth. You can make that dry brushing look more solid. And if you guys like our videos, Sam is working on getting those over on YouTube. And we are working on our platform to be able to turn our rustic blueprints into a membership, which will be fun. I'm super excited. I think we will do a little bit of that. Bleach sand. And remember, we always use a lot of sand gray. And sand gray has now been discontinued, as we talked about last week. So get your bleach sand. And that is what we'll be doing a lot of our snowman and craft projects with that moving forward. So go grab bleach sand. Okay. There's our pumpkin. What do you think? And if you get some heavier in one area than the other, it's okay. It's totally fine. And if that really makes you nervous, then you don't like the way that looks, then just go ahead and load up your brush and go over to the other side to balance it out. I'm okay with it. You know, you go buy a pumpkin at the pumpkin patch and they're dirty. One side's dirtier than the other, so why can't our pumpkins be that way? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dry this. Now what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of that bleach sand and I'm gonna go ahead and get our other stencil brush and I'm gonna fill it up. Remember, fill it, tap it, swirl it to lighten that load up of paint. Next thing you're gonna do is you're just gonna go along and I'm gonna go right along those creases first. How's that look? You like that look? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull some more. We're just gonna go throughout it, here and there. And if you're a glitter person and you wanna glitter this baby up and you don't wanna do the dry brushing, that's fine. If you wanted to paint it and then just take your hand sander and rough it up a little bit, you can do that too. Do I give you too many options when we do this on ideas on how to do this? I don't know. I get to paint and my brain is wired on all these different ways we can do things. Okay. That's why sometimes my projects never look the same because I'm like, oh, let's do it this way. Okay, there we go. How does that look? I think it's super cute. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dry this real quick. It shouldn't be very wet. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our bow. We're gonna glue it up at top. And remember, we talked about this last week. This is my favorite twine that I could buy at Hobby Lobby. It is in this shape. It's just the perfect thickness that I like. The other ones, some are too thin, and the other one is just way too heavy. So when you make a bow, it's not nice and fluffy, as I want to say. It gets a little too heavy for a bow. And so remember, when we make a bow, you just twine those back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you, and I used to count when I would make a bow to make sure it was all the same. I don't do that anymore. I've done it enough times that it just goes. Okay, well, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of Spanish moss and I'm gonna put that up there, and then I'm gonna put that back to give it some more texture. So I just put some glue down, and then I heard and picked up my bow. I did not mean to do this, but put a little bit of glue, put your Spanish moss on there, and then put your twine bow on top. There was enough glue that I did not have to apply anymore. So remember, sometimes hot glue, a little bit goes a long ways. Be really careful so you don't burn yourself, because no one wants to get burned by hot glue. Trust me, I know. It hurts really bad. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're going to take some hot glue and we're gonna go down to the base. And we are gonna just drape some of that. And remember, Spanish moss is really messy, so be kind and friendly with it. And try to clean it up before you go get your vacuum, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna have a mess with your vacuum. And your vacuum is really not gonna like you. Okay, so go ahead and put some glue down there and go ahead and pull this. We can always add more, okay? And when you are pulling your Spanish moss apart in those bags, there's some that are clumpy, so just be really cautious. And what I do is when I go buy the really, really big bag at Hobby Lobby, I just leave it in, because they'll give you a bag to carry it out in. What's nice is just leave it in that really big bag, cut the top off, because as you pull, you're gonna have a lot of this everywhere, and plus you have like the dirt debris at the bottom of that Spanish moss bag. And as you're pulling and using more, a lot of that will just settle at the bottom, and that way all that icky is all contained inside of that big Hobby Lobby bag. So make sure when you go buy your Spanish moss and you buy any bag, just put that in its own bag, and you'll save yourself a ton of messes, not having messes anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just glue that little guy right there. So this is where it's going to take a little bit more glue, and you're going to have to apply some pressure on this. And the other thing, if you wanted to paint your pumpkin this color, if you wanted to paint your pumpkin Spanish moss, I'm talking about Spanish moss. If you want to paint your pumpkin bleach sand, these pumpkins also come in an orange, so you can flip-flop the color combination that you have going on here. Because I think it's cute. Okay, that is it. That is our little DIY today. So we have made this little cutie under $5. How about that? And I did bring a button. And so our little button is going to go up on our little bow, right in the middle. So if you know me, I love buttons. If buttons could talk, my mom brought me, if you guys didn't see my story the other day, Mom had brought me a couple different boxes of buttons. And it's just like, there were some really old buttons. And I'm like, oh, what shirt did you come off of? You know, and how old are you? And I just think buttons have lots of stories to tell if a button could talk. Okay, how about that? Isn't that cute? Hi, Tammy. Okay, here is our little DIY. If you guys are watching this on replay, I would love to have you later on put replay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this away. So all you that are watching right now, make a comment, give me a heart, say so cute, whatever. And then at the end of the day today, everybody that commented on this video, you are going to win this. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing on anything that we do on our little live DIYs. We are going to go ahead and do giveaways. So I would love to see where you guys are from, get to know you guys a little bit more. And like I said, I'm trying to grow my social media. And I took a picture of this last night. I just didn't post it. And that was my bad. We have a lot going on at the store. And the store's been busy. Lots of candles are going out as the season's changing. So make a comment, and at the end of the day, I will pick one of you guys, and we will give this away. And if I have to ship it, I have a box that I can put it in and get it on your way to your door. But go buy your supplies, because there's a lot of pumpkin season left over. If you want to stop by the store, anything that has a sunflower or scarecrow are 30% off. And our pumpkin patch 13 ounce candles and melts are 20% off. So grab a pumpkin good smelling and buy a scarecrow, and comment to win this cute pumpkin today. Okay guys, I'm gonna go because I've got a lot of stuff to do at the store. And find us on YouTube, like us, follow us, social media, find us on Instagram. And of course, you know, here we are at the Rustic Patch. Okay, bye guys. Have a good day.